I am here to start another reading vlog. So we just got a new prompt and a new setup, but because I am a readathon fan and I like doing readathons, I'm gonna combine this vlog and do two readathons at once. I may cut this vlog on Sunday, we will see, but I'm just gonna film until we're done. So basically I'm participating in two readathons. I'm participating in Get a Clue by Rainy from Rainy Blue Reads, and I'm also participating in the Find Your Fate readathon for Brittany Love reading her Patreon. So the prompt for the room we're in, we're going into the kitchen, is we have to read a book that has a pattern on the cover, or like some type of pattern. So I'm going to pick up The Forest King's Daughter by Ellie Black. I'm going to touch a photo here. This prompt. I have to read this book. I'm on a blog tour in a couple of days. I really need to finish it. So that is going to be what I'm going to read. But because I do like a readathon and I like a plan, I am going to do a audiobook for the Find Your Face readathon by Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading. And what she told me is to put 6 books on a spinning wheel, 3 books you want to read, 3 books you don't want to read. But because I'm doing Get a Clue and I need a shorter audiobook, they all have to have patterns on the cover. So I'm going to go set up that spinning wheel, I'm going to spin, and then I'm going to tell you what audiobook I'm reading for that prompt. Alright, so I'm going to come back and tell you guys what the audiobook I'm going to listen to first. So let's go chat about that. Alright, so I am going to pick up actually a short one, so I definitely will finish this tomorrow, like as long as I have literally like a bit of time to read. So I'm going to read up The Mermaids in Meringue by Danielle Garrett. I am counting this cover because this is the one on my audiobook. It's a 2-hour and 56-minute audiobook, so I definitely will be able to finish this. And I'm also going to pick up, even if I don't finish it tomorrow, but also it is super short, which means I will definitely finish it and probably can do the other prompts for the Fate readathon for Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading. Can you stop biting? This dog has been biting me all night. But I'm also going to read The Forest King's Daughter, which I'm going to read tonight and tomorrow and heading into work. And my dog will not stop biting me. Go! I'm going to give you back to mommy. Give you back to mommy. Sorry. When I take her back to mommy, I shut the door on her nose and then she gets upset. But, so that is the plan. I do not know how much reading I'm going to accomplish this weekend, but ideally I'm just going to kind of keep reading. So basically kind of thinking of it this way. I'm going to try to do both. So that is the plan. But yeah, I'm going to go set my vlog up. Tomorrow is normally the day that I do editing and stuff like that. But I would like to finish my filming tonight. So I'm going to go kind of set up that vlog as well. Get this vlog set up. And yeah, I will talk to you guys when I have an update. So tomorrow at some point I will come home and I will give you an update on Mermaids in Meringue by Danielle Garrett. And I'll talk to you guys about that. But I really am tonight. I'm going to focus on reading The Forest King's Daughter. So I'll be back when I have an update for you, probably tomorrow. So it is Friday. I just got home from work. And honestly, I think I'm feeling a little bit slumpy. But this girl does not have time for a slump because she's very, very busy. So I did wind up finishing Mermaids and Meringues by Danielle Garrett. I will have attached a photo if I haven't. I'll attach one here or at some point. I like this book. I gave it 3 stars. It is a quick, cozy mystery series, kind of following it in the small witchy town. This one is set around New Year's Eve, and our reluctant couple is kind of battling a culprit of a mermaid kidnapping on their date, and it's fun. It's like a quick read. Very, very quick. Like, these books are all so quick, so like I'm not saying I'm like very, very connected to the series, but I do find them helpful for like readathons because I do read them rather quickly. So that is where we are with that. So that took care of my room prompt for Clue, my kitchen prompt for Clue, and it also took care of my Furt's Fates prompt for Brittany's readathon. So, but this girl I do not have time for a slump. So I watched the next prompt for Brittany, and it is a random number generator between 1 and 4, and it's just kind of picking the amount of pages that I have to read. So I'm hoping it's not 400, because then I may have to extend this vlog a little bit. But you know, and I wanted to, because I didn't get my spin on wheel when I did this, so I'm gonna have to make sure that it works. You're probably not even gonna be able to see it. All right. Ooh, okay, so 300, which means I'm gonna have to pick, because honestly the books that I'm reading right now are not even that captivating. Let me just look, because I am still in the middle of this book. Oh, okay, this, okay, you know what, I think what I'm gonna do is I think I am gonna finish reading A Letter to the Luminous Deep for my physical read, and this will also count for Get a Clue. It will also count for a book about secrets as well. So I think I'm gonna do that, and then I may just, I think I really do want to finish this. I feel like I'm a little bit stressed, and the book I'm supposed to read for a book tour is not really working right now either. So I think what I want to do is I want to kind of cash out all my books, and I want to like finish reading this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down and I'm going to read to page 300 in A Letter to the Luminous Deep, and then I'm going to give you guys an update and see kind of where I'm feeling, how I am. I don't need an audiobook right now. I will probably pick up an audiobook tomorrow, but I don't know what I'm in the mood to read. And I think it's because I am a little bit slumpy from Onyx Storm, and nothing I feel is really, really connecting. And the YA book, The Forest King's Daughter, is not connecting with me that much either. And I just don't know what I want to read. So I need something that's going to kick me out of my slump, and nothing I'm currently reading is doing that. So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to read to page 300 in this book. When I picked up the audio, it like wasn't hitting for me either. So I think I just have to go back and, you know, kind of tackle this physically, because that's how I started it, and just do that. So that's my plan. And then I'm going to kind of see what else happens. So once I do this, I will have done this for Brittany's readathon. I will also have submitted for Get a Clue for a book of mysteries and secrets and investigations. And I think this will be perfect. It's also a book on my list for the year, which is really important. So yeah, that's where we are. Yeah. So I'm going to go read that. I don't want to get into a slump. That is the last thing I want to do. So yeah, we're trying to avoid that. But yeah, once I have read to page 300, I'll give you guys an update. Bye. Quick check-ins, I'm back. I did wind up finishing A Letter to the Luminous Deep by Sylvia Cattrall for a book that had secrets and investigations in it, and I gave this book 3.75. I'm going to round it up to 4 on Goodreads. I think I had a fun time with this book, but I feel like because it was an epistolary romance, I didn't feel as connected to the characters, and I think as the story went on, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And as the story got bigger and bigger and bigger, it became less about the characters that I loved. And I didn't feel that connected to the characters that I loved anyway. But again, I really am admitting I'm having a struggle. I'm struggling a little bit with characters right now. So it may not be the book. It may just be me. So I wound up giving this one 4.75 or 3.75 stars, round up to 4 on Goodreads. So I did go ahead and I looked at Brittany's last book, and it has to be a book in a series, preferably a last book in a series. But because I am struggling a little bit with series, like with characters right now, I have 3 middle grade series options, and I'm also going to pick an audiobook. So we're going to spin on this wheel so I can also kind of Get a Clue. I have 3 options. A book with a journey. Oh, okay. Well, I had these 3 middle grade options. I have Skander and the Phantom Rider, Keeper of the Lost Cities Unraveled, and Amari and the Secret Wonders. So let me take a second. If I had a guess, I would probably say this one would probably work the best, because you are like Keep's journey. But let me go read like the backs of these and just kind of see like what book I think will work best. And then we're going to roll again for a audiobook prompt, because I do need an audiobook tomorrow because I'm running to town. Okay, so the only book out of these 3 that does catch up in a series is going to be Unraveled. Keeper of the Lost Cities Unraveled by Shannon Messenger. It's not actually that long. It is like the shortest book that she's ever written. I think it's only 400 pages, but I read these really, really quickly. I do have the audiobook for this, but I do want to read this physically, and I'm not going to read now because I'm a little bit tired. But yeah, I'm going to read this tomorrow, and this is book 9.5. It is Keefe's story, because pretty big spoilers for what this book's about, but I will talk a little bit about it tomorrow if you're curious. So now let me roll or spin again, and that's going to be a book with a journey, and let me just write that in my phone so I remember what the prompt is that it is for, because if I don't do that I will literally never remember. But I want to make sure. So clue is a journey, and that's going to be journey book, and that's going to be keeper. Okay, and now let me roll again and then just see what my audiobook is going to be. And again, I realize we're probably going to get another prompt, but I also like need to have an audiobook. A book with a number in the title. Oh, okay. That might take a little bit of mischief to kind of find, because well, if I can't find anything else, I could read The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop, because that is definitely one. Oh, The Three Dahlias too. The In-Between, Twyford Code. You know what? I think I'm gonna read The Three Dahlias. And I'm gonna restart it, because this is an audiobook that I had before, and then I just like got distracted and like couldn't listen to it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna listen to The Three Dahlias for this prompt, because it is an audiobook. It does have a number in the title. And then if worse comes to worse, if I'm feeling a little bit like I'm not connected to the characters, maybe I will read The Third Gilmore Girl, because I've heard really, really good things by that. So yeah, tomorrow is gonna be my day that I'm gonna kind of focus on those. But yeah, I'm excited to start this one. So I'm gonna probably read about get up to page 100 in this book, because I do really read this book quick. It's like a quicker read. It's just very, very digestible. I've been really nervous to read this book, because then it means the series is coming close to an end. But yeah, so I'm gonna pick this book up tomorrow and read the first 100 pages before I give you an update. And yeah, I'm excited. It is technically like a novella, but it is for us, for normal people, it's like a pretty normal length book, but it is technically her shortest book. So yeah, I'm gonna read the first 100 pages of this, and then I'll give you guys my update tomorrow. And then I'll also, as I'm running errands tomorrow, I will also pick up The Three Dahlias and see how I feel about that. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Book Dragons, I'm back. I did wind up pausing for a moment The Three Dahlias by Katie Watson, because I have read that book before, or tried to a couple of times, and I've never felt that connected to either physically reading or the audiobook, and I am coming out of a bit of a slump, so I did want to read something that was kind of quick. So I wound up picking up a romance, A Bomb on Mayfair 2. I do have the audio from Libro FM for part of their educator program, but I did get this physical arc from ALA over the summer. And I'm about 50 pages into it. It's going to be a quick lesson. I'm going to go do a little bit more of diamond painting, and my goal is to get up to chapter 17 for it, or halfway done. But I am liking it. It follows these two characters, and one girl is named Lan, and she is working with her single mom at a food store, but she's also doing a food blogger. But she is feeling very uninspired since her dad passed, and she feels a lot of pressure to kind of keep up with it, and she feels a lot of pressure from her social media followers, and she just can't get inspired. And then our other character is Vivi. She's a Viennese American, and she kind of lies to her mom about where she's going to study abroad. She's a big fan of the food blogger, and they kind of meet, and that's all that I've read so far. So I read about 50 pages, and it's a quick listen, so I definitely want to read a little bit more of this. So I'm gonna go diamond paint at some point today, but my goal is to get up to chapter 17. So, but yeah, it's dual point of view. I have a feeling it's probably going to lead a romance, but it would be okay if it's a friendship too for me, but having a fun time with this. And then I also read to page 100. I'm reading this book so quick, but the Keeper of Velocity books are just so fast, and this is book 9.5, so I can't say too much about this book because it is pretty deep into the series, and a lot of stuff happened at the end of Stella Lunar. Like, that was the last book that we got, and it was a big cliffhanger at the end. So this basically, all those books are told from Sophie's point of view, and she is basically the elf in this story, and she is kind of the chosen one, the hero. But you have a character named Keefe, who everyone thinks Keefe and Sophie are endgame, but he has been a bit of a bad boy, and he's kind of deals with it. His mom is one of the villains of the story. And he kind of vanished at the end of Stellar Loon, and this is his story. And these books are normally over like 900 pages, so this book only being like 400 is honestly quite impressive for Standard Messenger, because her books are like very, very chunky. But this book is diving into it, and if you are by chance reading the series and you struggle with travel books for free from Board Paws and a Book Her Bingo, this book has a lot of travel in the first box. Basically, there's something in this world that kind of is a pathfinder that helps you go wherever you want. But because Keefe has never been to the adult world or like the human world, he doesn't know what any of these countries are. So he's kind of bopping around to all of these different countries to try to prevent people from finding him, trying to prevent his dad from finding him, trying to prevent his mom from finding him. So the first like 25% is literally him kind of bouncing in all these cities, and we finally have an interaction between someone that like is very, very combative with him. So that's really what the first 25% is. But my goal is to read the next 100 pages of this and just see how long it takes me, because I do plan on reading it, but it is 1 o'clock. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of a reading break. I'm gonna go do a little bit of diamond painting while my puppy is sound asleep. So, and once I get up to page 50 or page like chapter 18, I will give you an update on this, and then I'll probably give you an update on this. So I'm probably gonna just do these two things. I'm gonna go read to 50% of this, and then I'm gonna read 100 pages of this, and then I'll give you guys like a dual update. I did run all my errands. I went to yoga. I just had like a fun morning, which I didn't have to stress about. And now tomorrow morning I don't have to go out if it snows. So yeah, but that is the plan. So I'm gonna go do a little bit of diamond painting. I have some soaps, and I left my headphones at home at work. Friday was like a weird day because I didn't have to teach a lot of periods, so I was like, oh, I lost my headphones. But then I found my headphones, so I put my AirPods in my desk to like use them, and I just didn't take them out of my desk, so they're still at my desk. But that just means I'm just gonna have to listen to my other headphones, which means listening to the audiobook I was gonna plan, which wasn't gonna work because I had to focus on it when I was running my errands. So, but yeah, all right. So my goal is to reach 50% of this, get to 50% of this, and then give you guys an update. Again, on Clue, we are on deadline, so I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Friends, I'm just doing another update. It's a lot later. It's like 7:30, but I did wind up making progress on both things. So I got up to page 104, basically, in Being Mothra 2 by Trinity McEwen. I'm really liking this story. It's definitely gonna lead more sapphic, which I'm liking. And both characters are kind of dealing with different things, and they're kind of forced to like work together. I love books that are set not in America because I just think I learn so much. This book does have a very like interesting dynamic about immigrants in the US, which I'm really, really fascinated by. Like, that conversation is obviously so prevalent in 2025, but reading about a character and her point of view is just very, very interesting. Well, she's like the side character, but it's just interesting. But also you have these two characters that are kind of forced to work together on different projects. Vivi is in Vietnam against her parents' wishes, trying to uncover what happened to her mom's family. And then you have La that is kind of dealing with the grief of her father. She's trying to get back into blogging and also to submit for a competition. So they're kind of like teaming up to work together. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of a reading break. I'm on sprints with Rainy from Rainy Booters for her Patreon sprints. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a reading break so I can try to get up to a little bit more. I would like to get up to like read like another hour of my audiobook because I'm listening to the audio of this and it's not that short. I'm on 104 and I have to get a page to 200 to be done. So I want to get like at least like a quarter of the way through, a little bit more, but I am liking that. And then I wound up getting up to page 200 exactly, or 208 in Keeper of the Lost Cities Unraveled. And this book is just so interesting because you don't really get this much time with Keefe. He's always like a side character, but you know, he has such an interesting adventure because of the way that the story ends. And we're learning a lot about Keefe and his interactions with other characters, which I am liking. We've got some nothing that's like shocking. I will say that there was a pretty big chunk now that I think is going to take up most of this book, but again, nothing like truly shocking, but just seeing it from his point of view is very, very interesting. So yeah, my goal, I was just on sprints and this is going to go out long before like, you know, when the next prompt, but I think we're getting a next prompt soon. So my goal is to read the next little section, 310 pages tonight. But I don't know if that's going to happen, but I definitely want to go, you know, listen to a little bit because sometimes when I focus read, I might get a headache and I want to try to avoid that. So I'm going to go diamond paint for a little bit. Those are my 2 books, and then kind of predict what's going to happen and how many books I'm going to read. But I have been doing pretty good at staying up to date, which is good. So I will be back when I have an update, when I have read about it, listened to another hour of my audiobooks. I'll be back then. Bye. Again, so last night, because I was on sprints with Rainy, and she made it seem like we're going to get a new prompt relatively soon. This vlog will be out, but if you join her Patreon, you do get some hints about potential prompt drops. So I did wind up finishing Balmain for 2 by Trinity Nguyen. This also does help with my arc takedown, which I am trying to do this year. I have a shelf over here that has all of my arcs from Comic-Con that, I mean, from ALA, they're not like a priority that like I feel like I need some encouragement to read, so they're over there. I gave this book 4 stars. I really, really liked it. I think that it was a solid read. It had a sapphic romance, talked about a lot about culture. It's also super short, so I think, you know, pacing wise and like content wise, I think it could have been a little bit longer, but I really did like it, and I think that it was a fun, quick read. Definitely dealt with a lot of harder topics, but I had a fun time with it. I'm also doing a buddy read with a friend, which I don't think it's gonna count for anything. I don't know if we're gonna finish it this month. If I do, I'll probably count it for like a bonus prompt, but it's called Court of Winter by Krista Street. I'll attach it here. I'm gonna go read the first 6 chapters as I'm diamond painting and finishing my project, and then I'm probably gonna stop with doing that. But I also got up to 230 in Keeper of the Lost Cities Unraveled, and I'm having a really, really fun time with this book because, again, as I said with the series, you're really, really trapped in Sophie's point of view. Not trapped, I mean, I like being in a point of view, but seeing stuff from Keefe gives you a little bit more freedom and has you see characters in different point of view elements. So we got a lot of information about a certain character that has been pretty much like a villain the entire series. Like, he's been very, very like outside the scope of what is good and what is like right. So I'm really liking seeing their dynamic. So my goal is to go diamond paint for a little bit, listen to 5 chapters of my audiobook, or as much as I can. Like, I'm gonna finish the project that I'm working on, and we're expecting a prompt any minute. I think Rainy said that this is probably not gonna work for the next prompt, so yeah, but I do definitely want to finish this at some point. Like, I'm diving through it, so what in an ideal world I would love to get to like page like, you know, get a decent way in and then maybe switch to the audio today. I don't know, we'll see what the prompt is, because the way this readathon has been going, I have been reading like audiobook wise a lot quicker, so all my room prompts have been an audiobook and they've just been very, very quick. So we'll see what the prompt is. I know that Mondays I don't get a ton of reading done, so if the prompt does drop like now, I'm probably gonna try to get a significant way through, because Mondays I don't get a lot of physical reading done because I have a lot of stuff to do. But all right, I'm gonna go do that new audiobook, see if they drop a prompt, and I'll come back when I have some updates. Bye. Hey friends, I'm back. It is exactly 1:19, which means the prompt did not drop when I thought it was. So I literally probably could have took my time and slow read this, but that's okay. I didn't want to be in the middle of 55 different things. So I finished that, which I said before, but it is still 1 o'clock and we still don't have a prompt. I wound up listening to 5 chapters of Court of Winter by Krista Street. I attached a photo at some point, and I'm having a fun time with it. I'm waiting for my friend in England to catch up. She has a life and kids and such, so it may take her a little bit longer to read, but I know that I don't read on Mondays, and our deadline was Wednesday to read, so it's like a very, very traditional romantasy. And the first 5 chapters were intriguing. It's set in like winter time, which I like. It's fae. It's about this girl that's not like a traditional fae. She doesn't have wings. She doesn't have powers. And she comes into contact with this fae prince, and she gets taken from her sister, and she doesn't know why. And that's all that I've read of that. But I also did finish watching Skeleton Crew, which is the show that I started during my Onyx Storm binge, and I didn't finish it. I rewatched it, really, really liked it. Excited to see season 2 of that. And then I started the Goosebumps series, which I literally, that is all the posters I saw at Comic-Con, so I decided to pick it up. It has David Schwimmer in it, which is nice. He's from Friends. So, and then I also got up to page 300 in Unraveled by Keeper of the Lost City. So I have 100 pages left of this book. I am reading it super quickly. I read these books and it's also like a very, very character-focused story. It's not a lot of plot. There's not a lot of like world building. It is just really a character study, a very, very much a journey book in a lot of different ways. So physically, they're kind of jumping around to different places in the story. I don't want to get too far deep into this, but it's like very much a journey for one character in the story. And you have him kind of on his own trying to figure out his new powers that he's dealing with. And an unexpected character is kind of helping him. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But I feel like the end is going to end in like a big, like, how do you do? So I kind of want to, again, I'm on a bit of a time crunch because now that I'm 76%, I cannot count this for a room book, even if it did count. But I think like yesterday, Rainey said she didn't think it was going to count anyway. So, because I was on her Patreon sprints and she told me, she's like, I don't think it's going to count. So I'm just trying to power through and finish it. If worse comes to worse, I will just finish it for a bonus prompt later in the month, but I would like to get as much farther as I can, or if I'm at like 350 pages and they drop the room, I'll probably just finish it. But yeah, so that's my plan. I'm going to go finish this. We got a ton of snow, which means I am not leaving my house today. And yeah, that is the plan. But I also like don't know what else to prep myself for reading. Normally I like have like a pretty focused TBR, but with Clue, I don't know. Rainey's, I'm at the beck and call of Rainey. So, alright, I'm gonna go read the last 100 pages of this and either come to you at the end of this or come to you when we have a new prompt that I can kind of pre-plan and figure out. I also purposely did not pick up an audiobook for this very, very reason, because I don't want to be listening to 60 different things. So, I have no current audiobook, which means I'm not diamond painting until I get an audiobook that I can read like pretty much straight through. And yeah, so that is where we are. Alright, I'm gonna go read this and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey Book Dragons! I did not think I was gonna be able to do this because Rainey was saying in chats that the prompt was coming. Apparently the prompt was not coming as quick as I thought. So I did wind up finishing Keeper of the Lost City's Unraveled, and I'm gonna give this book like 4 stars. I think it was a solid book. I think that honestly at this moment in time I really need to reread every book in this series because it's been so long since I read them, especially the first books in this series. This book had a lot of back history on a certain character that like is pretty villainous in the whole series, and I really just like that story. I like getting stuff from Kiwi's point of view, and it was just very, very interesting, a very, very different dynamic story. There was a pretty big reveal in the middle, like towards the end of the book, that I'm like, ooh, that's gonna have ramifications. But now I don't know what to do because I finished my audiobook, I finished this, and I hate being in the middle of reading too many things. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go upload this vlog and I'm gonna see how long it is. And if it's sort of within, oh, and also this did count for the end of the series prompt for Brittany Love Readings for her readathon as well, which I did continue and finish, which I'm really, really excited about. So yeah, I'm gonna take a couple of minutes. I'm going to go upload this vlog, see how long it is, because honestly, I may just keep the vlog going depending on how many days this week I actually like upload videos and like post content and just see how long it is. But it is technically a weekend reading vlog, and I know that next week is probably going to be like a little bit different. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna go upload all of these clips, see how long it is, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna sort of chat about my goals for the week and just kind of see. Literally the second I do that, there will be a prompt. So I may just like see how long the vlog is and then see if I can like start a new vlog. Maybe that would be a better decision. So yeah, I'll be back when I have an update about updating this vlog. If this is the last clip in this vlog and you don't see me again, I just decided to end it. And if you happen to see me again, it's because I decided to keep going. So let me know if you're participating and get a clue what team you are. And I'll see you guys for the next clip, or I'll see you guys in my next vlog. But thank you so much, Rainy. It's been so much fun, and I'm so excited to keep playing. But you literally might see me in like a few seconds. So let's do that. Let's go figure that part out. But bye, friends. I decided to end the vlog. I'm just too lazy to go do another clip. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Rainy is controlling my life. It is very, very fun. And yeah, let's go start the next vlog. Bye.